Oh wow, look at that.
Welcome to the abandoned Air Force Base.
Definitely using that. Hi everyone, good morning. So today we're in Norfolk and we're going to go look at Royal Air Force Watton's bomb stores. I'm here with Paul and Ben.
Hello.
We've seen a couple of hunt style pickup trucks and we keep hearing shotguns, so we don't know if there's some sort of shoot on where we want to be. There's a large bird of prey there. Can you see that? There's two of them actually. Yeah, I can see over there. I can see feed bins for pheasants. Just saw two pheasants over there. I think there's a shoot on, which would mean we can't explore it, but we shall endeavour to find out. Recent tyre tracks, so someone's been down here today because it rained last night. Quite a few vehicles actually. So, might be an interesting one, this one.
Keep our wits about us, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. So I've just found a pillbox here, so this would indicate another gunshot. That would indicate that we're near the entrance somewhere. So that's in very good condition actually. Should we see if we can get inside? More gunshots, that's right where we want to be. I think there's a shoot on there, but I'll just show the viewers inside this pillbox. If I work out what type it is, I will put it on screen now, so it could be on EODB. Another fire, another gunshot. So I've got mudguards off old trailers, twin axle trailer, mudguards. Yeah, I've got a multi-windowed pillbox here with a central core. An old barbed wire stake there. And then just things from more modern times, more modern barbed wire. And a post to wrap it out on. And yeah, little pillbox. Quite a nice one. We've got the pins in the wall there where they had a shelf for possibly a Vickers MMG, which was a cassette fed machine gun. Quite well versed in the armed forces in that time. Quite a common weapon. There's a letter E there. So E, don't know if there's any more of those. Northwest. So that's east, so this is northwest. East. If there's any more markings. Not on that one. No, not on that one. But it's in a very good condition, this pillbox, and part of what we're here to do today. So if nothing else, we've seen this one, and the bricks are in very, very good, clean condition, straight from the refectory. Back out, we'll see what the boys say, and then I'll get EODB up and tell you about this pillbox. What we're thinking, chaps.
You got the road away there, that goes round the back.
Yeah.
That's going back to the main road, but literally the woods we need to get to is straight left, it's straight there, so we reckon down in the fields over there, so they're close, but out of the way.
Okay, well we can do that, can't we? I just can't spell today. EODB. It should come up. There we are. EODB online. See if it loads. So, we click on that. Allow. So we're right near. Wow, this isn't even marked on the road. Pillbox, here we are. So it's a type FW3/22, and that is a pillbox there. It's not been checked since 1995, but we've checked it today. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah? I'll take some pictures and I might send them to this to update it. This is like a free website. I don't know who it's operated by, but it's EODB Online. There's a little map search, so I thoroughly recommend it to you. So we're just walking down a restricted byway, which is a fancy footpath in the UK, and our buildings are to the left. We can see some old style metal fencing from the RAF days just in there. A closer look for you. Got those metal stakes in the ground, old fencing. Got a baby deer there too, don't know if you can see that. I'm going to head this way and see if we can get inside viewers. There's our first building in the woods. There should be a track here somewhere going to the left, which would adjoin us to that. I think there'll be a little bridge somewhere, Paul, to get us across. Yeah, not like what looks like a pyro store there. There's meant to be a little bridge here somewhere to get us across. We'll get in there, have a good look around. We're going across the ditch because we couldn't find the bridge. How grip is that? It doesn't look very.
It wasn't, that's why I kind of stretched out
Okay.
to there.
I'm just going to go for the mud approach. So we've got our first building here. Old metal case out the back there. Not quite sure what that would have been, with all those holes in it. Some sort of metal locker. All the ivy growing up around the building. Let's go around here. Oh, looks like we've got an entrance.
Nice doors.
Nice door.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to give Paul one of these. It's a DJI mic. I think I need to turn it on. Quite new to me, these. So that's on blue. If I press that, it should go red. Yeah, it's gone red. So that. Can I turn your mic on as well, so I can like hear you and stuff? Yeah, these are from DJI. The DJI Mic 2, I think they're called. That's blue. I need to make it go red now. Yeah, it's gone red. That one's red. So I'll give that one to Paul, and Ben's got that one. So it isn't all quiet when they're talking to me about all the exciting things they've seen. So I've got an entrance there. I'm going to go check that out. Ah, so that's a blast wall. Blast wall arrangement. I'm just going to microphone Paul up. There we go. And then in here, we've got our first. Looks like, well, must be aluminium because it hasn't gone rusty. Or very, very good steel. So someone's lived in here at some point. Oh gosh, what's that for?
It's quite concerning.
That's like to tie people to, isn't it?
Well, it has the straps for that, yeah.
It has the straps for that. Have you ever partaken in anything like that? But the Maybanks may have done.
Yeah.
Who we were with last night. Yeah, I think they do kinky stuff like that, but not for me. So when is the newspaper from? Monday, June the 28th, 2020. Rita Ora, does anyone know who that is? Yeah, so this was a pyrotechnics store. Concrete roof, brick walls, and then a big steel lintel inside the concrete there. And it's been tanked almost to keep the moisture out, I believe, with cement. That is one of these pyro stores. Went in similar ones to this, Royal Air Force recall, Dave and I. And we recently went in one in Scotland with you and Paul. Remember?
Yeah, the heavy anti-air, yeah.
Yeah, the HAA site. Yeah. But I don't think that was RAF standard. That's been added after. 015, I don't know what that means. Let's correlate to the site somehow. It's quite overgrown here. More gunshots. I think I'm caught on a tree. I'm free now, thank you, Paul. Similar pyro store here. Take you to a corner. Show you the size of it. I imagine there would have been racking in here, probably wooden racking, so it was anti-static. So there's no sparks or risk of ignition in any way. Someone's written the number 12 there. And tanked floor, concrete, quite a lot of litter. Plastic fantastic. So we've got to the perimeter track, which is a type of road that runs around these bases. I'm going to head off this way to try and find the rest of the buildings. This is the correct way?
No idea.
Oh, good. Yeah, we need...
It's just all in here.
Ah, yes. Here, look. So, how about if we walk around? That'll guide us straight in there.
Yeah,
And there's Paul.
There's a vehicle nearby.
There's a deer.
Same rooms there. On the back of that. It looks pretty cool.
And there's a deer down there.
Yeah, a little deer on the road. You see that, viewers?
There's obviously a couple of buildings there.
Yeah, that's the bigger one, I think. That's on the reports.
Yeah.
All the
It's
same, yeah.
Similar building there, so another pyro store with a blast wall arrangement. Is that on the back of that? So it's like
is, yeah.
mirror.
It's mirrored.
Ah, cool. So if we walk this way, I think we can get to those buildings. So I think the chute will be in that field over there. So that's probably where the farmers are. So if we stay out of their way, we won't bother them on our little adventure.
Interesting wall. Big wall.
Oh yes, now I've got into the larger blast wall arrangements. I've got a feeling I saw this on an IKS video quite a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
I think they came here with a guy from this area. I forget his name. Yeah, one of the IKS team brought Ian and Chris here. Some thorn to the forehead there. I'll just walk over the top, but
Might be easier going that way, to be fair.
yeah, I'll try. There we go.
It looks very cool.
Looks kind of lost world, doesn't it?
It does.
certainly worthy of a phone pic. Check out my Instagram, everyone. The colour science looks very sort of greyed out, but I think it's just the sky. These are very tall structures. I wonder if these were something to do with Bloodhound missiles, which were quite a tall item. Why would they need a very tall building like this, Ben, with quite a big blast wall arrangement?
Not a clue. Depends on what it is. Is it World War II or was it after?
It looked kind of World War II era. So it's been painted and it's had electrical lighting in it. Sadly all broken. They look like they were intrinsically safe lights because they've got the glass well around the lamp. They look like they were intrinsically safe. And we've got the armoured windows. And it looks like, yes, there's been lifting beams. So there's been a beam there that travelled across. It was connected there to there. So it was a large, heavy bomb. Could have been like the big Grand Slam bombs. They would have had those in here to lift out and then put on a trolley and take away on a trolley system. So it could have been heavy ordnance in this room. A water leak there that's getting through the concrete and making the green on the back wall there. Whilst in this bomb room, so these posts had something of a purpose. I think that's an old dishwasher, refrigerator, or bits of it. So I wonder if there was rails down here or they had carts with rubber tyres to carry the ordnance away. Well, that is a very, very protected building. Quite cool. It's part of an old fridge.
Yeah, LEC refrigeration.
R12, so it's pre-Montreal protocol. Doesn't have a date on it though, does it?
Not that I can see.
Made in Britain, LEC U82 4A. I'll check to see when that was in production. Let's check out this way and see what we can find. Oh wow, there's another one of these. I've got some electrics to the side that Ben's just passed. So that is contactor tested. There's a date there. Can't really make that out. But that is a simplex. I wonder if that's a switch. If there was it looks like big fuse ways because there's a fuse way there, and then got the electrics on top, live and neutral, and it looks like the earth was carried through the metal casing. So I wonder if the light switch was on the outside and that was the light switch for the lights in here. Looking like it because there's no wiring inside, so it looks like the light switch was outside for these lights. And then again, the steel joists have been removed, probably for metal reclamation. All four lights are sadly broken, but you can see where they were. I love these old windows. And it's all been whitewashed again, the walls, to give as much reflection as possible. A little vent down there in this 3-doored large building. We'll come out here and we can see, now this paints a picture. So these posts had steels coming up out of them. So I wonder if the steels went up and there was some sort of frame that carried on to carry the weight of the ordnance to get it onto the trolleys to then be taken that way to the airfield. That would make sense to me. Would that to you, Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely something missing.
Yeah, big steel joists, I think, to lift. So I wonder if these were for the heavy ordnance for the Royal Air Force. And there would have been big blast doors that have been removed, again, probably for scrap value. But the tar roof doesn't look that old. 1960s, so I think this was still in use after the Second World War.
Did I can find out? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's up my head. Did you clock the sign by the light switch?
Yeah, I couldn't really work out what it said. Something contacted, tested or something?
Yeah, I think connected, tested or something.
Connected and tested, yeah.
There was numbers, but they're gone. There's 2, but the rest of it is.
Yeah. I think we've got another one here. So there would have been, so it would have been 9 bays. See what Ben's got on his wonderful phone of items.
There's a firing range somewhere.
Some information.
It's always been RAF. Open in 37. 43 was handed to the USAAF Air Force.
So the Americans.
Bombers, yeah.
So I wonder if the Americans built these areas. I wonder if the Americans did this for their, what were they flying at the time? B-17s.
Yeah.
So this could have been a B-17 base. Which, because it did look like on Google Maps, it looked like the runways had been extended at some point. So that could have been when the Americans took over. And these could be American buildings for the American ordnance. Because it does look like these blast wall arrangements were built to a different spec that I've not seen before. Like to a different standard. So it's not War Ministry because it's US Air Force. Oh, let's look at the next one, see what we can find. There's a lot of moss underfoot from decades of leaves falling. So there would have been, there's been 80 winters and 80 autumns. Oh wow, look at that. The ivy looks fantastic. How it's sort of reclaimed this building. Oh, bit of a slip there. Let's go inside. So nature's really took hold of this one. This has more vents. See, the last one only had that vent, but this one's got all these. One in each corner. The windows, and the ivy's even coming inside, look, and there's a bird's nest up there. But we're not in season for birds to be nesting, so we won't disturb them. Must have been something important in there because they've even put barbs or like grated off the windows to stop people getting in there, which is quite an interesting thing because this would have been protected by the military. So it's had military protection and armoured windows. Oh, they're definitely not for eating.
But it also looks like when you go over there, on the back there, it looks like there's a building or something on that, so it'd be worth checking that.
That might be the firing range then.
But that middle bit, that's smaller, but it's got buildings in it, but it's very overgrown. But there's 2 of these. That one's more clear, I guess.
So ganders?
Sure.
There's a lot of deer activity.
Deer activity.
But the the gunshots are coming from the next field, because as you go up there, you can feel it vibrate in your chest. It's that
Awesome.
close.
So we're exploring where there's live gunfire.
It's only pheasant beating and all that there. We're fine.
Yeah. I wonder what's disturbed the deer. Is it just the
I
shooting?
think it's
do you
us.
think?
They're
Us?
not
We're,
fussed.
we're
Yeah, there's-
disturbing them.
There's a good 4 or 5 of them out there.
Yeah, okay.
Plenty of footprints for deer.
Well, lead the way, please, Paul.
So we can either go around that way and see what's round the back, because there are some buildings, or if you go into that mass, there's more. Looks like a smaller version of this.
Shall we try that side first?
I
Because you know
think
what
so.
it is.
Sure.
Fire maze looks
Walk round.
interesting.
Do a loop.
Big concrete blocks here. Not sure what they were for. Ah, in fact, it looks like the old fencing has been all piled up and pushed in there.
That's just there because you can just see who going for the water. There's the car. Just come round here.
What, on this bit?
No, you know, on the road that we're on.
Beyond? Right, okay. So hopefully they won't come in here.
Looking for this.
Okay.
Massive fire range.
Okay.
I mean, it could be in that. Because, as I say, that's got a smaller version of the structures on the side. That's all I can see in a couple of buildings. I don't know what else is there. But I think check this first.
It's also away from the road. It's a good idea.
Yeah, we're quite in the middle of it all. So we're going to go in there now. We're filming on a DJI Osmo Action 5 today.
It's
See-
different because it's got metal doors on it. Maybe that's it because it had metal doors in there.
Yeah, some open, some shut.
Let's go first with the camera.
Thank you. He's lovely, isn't he, Paul? Check him out. He's called Foxy the Urban Explorer on Instagram. Another glass wall. David enjoy this because it's not for tall people. Pyro store. This looks like Royal Air Force. So we're sort of flicking between US Air Force build style and Royal Air Force. This looks like Royal Air Force. So there's an electrical incomer there, going to an isolator there for the lighting. As we head inside, this looks like a pyro store. And we've got an intrinsically safe light fitting there, complete with 322 bayonet cap in the galv conduit system. There's one for Chris Stacey to repair, a hot point cooker. There's a little car there. Is that a Range Rover?
Land Rover, it says on the side.
Yeah, it's a Jaguar Land Rover. That one needs fixing. Oil drum in this pyrotechnic store. Whitewashed walls, concrete lintel above the door. As we continue our adventure. Is this a mirror image of it?
No.
It's
Just a little room. Bird's nest. They took the time to plaster the roof. So I'm wondering if this was an office. A little documentation office. Looks a bit nicer. And it's had the luminaire that used to be affixed to the roof there, and it's come down for some reason. We've got the red and black conductors. And looks like there used to be something affixed to the wall there. It's like black. Ben's just checking his phone to see if we can find the other buildings.
I reckon it's going to be in the far corner. There's stuff down there. We're up here.
Okay.
So we just keep going down the track.
Yeah, we'll go back and go down the track. Paul's checking out up ahead. When was that 28 days later report from?
One's 2022, one's 2025.
Ah, right. We've got a recent one. There's a little bird flapping away. You can see a vehicle's been here and turned round fairly recently.
Obviously that clearly used to be something that has now been demolished. But through here you can see there's a building there, and there's other bits all dotted around in there, but this is probably the easiest way in, I think.
There.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul.
Just got the walls.
Ah, so this was an open bomb dump. So the Royal Air Force used to just keep the bombs outside.
Right, okay.
They used to just keep them on trolleys. So this would have had a trolley arrangement within it that they could pull with a little tractor. They used to just leave the bombs here. They weren't fused up. The fuses would be kept in the buildings that were in just earlier. The fuses were more explosive than the actual bombs. The bombs were quite inert when they weren't fused up. Interesting track there. Well, that's what's made that. Something with little hooves. A deer, maybe? Open bomb stores, I think these are.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
There's nothing more that way except the road going down.
Okay, so I think
So
we'll go
background
and then,
that way, yeah.
should we go try and see that big building there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the abandoned firing range.
So building 59 here, and this is the firing point. So this was so they used to do, I just heard voices over there. So this was the target maintenance room where they used to, where the targets had got holes in them, they used to have little paint pots with paste in and little squares, and you used to stick the little squares on the targets to cover the holes up to reuse them. I can't see any evidence of that here. Light switch there, light luminaire there. Getting distracted by Ben's phone binging all the time. Is there any chance you can put that on silent, Ben? How about the lighting here? Light switch there, and as this wasn't a room that carried ordnance or anything, the light switch is just inside. Hi Ben.
Hello.
So if we go around here, we should see the area here, yeah, and this is it. This is the firing range, and these were the levers that lifted the targets up and down on these wires. So the range warden or range operator would pull the levers for the different targets, and the targets had come up over there 25 yards away, and the trainees would be in the prone position or laying position here, firing at the targets, probably with whatever rifles they had back then. So this would have been built by the British and then taken over by the US Air Force or the US military, because this is a very British designed firing range.
All the 15s. It's really weird.
015, yeah, it's like some sort of survey mark or something.
Plausible.
Yeah, so that's a big three-phase isolator, so that's probably for the lighting in the entire range. So I bet the range could be lit up for nighttime shooting. There would have been floodlights on here pointing that way to point at the butts area. So if we can get over there, there'll be another building over there. So this looks like a standard Royal Air Force design. So there'll be a little building over there for the target people to change the targets over, and then there'll be a big sandbank full of rounds from the decades of use that this had. We'll try and safely get down here. I won't slip in. So there should be a little room to the right of Paul there. And amongst the slipperiness. Yeah, there we are, look. And this wall is to protect the operators. There's the wooden door. So the lads that were sorting out the targets would have, this was the target store, so they would have stored the targets here on those racks there. Over there. And then when they were firing, they would have been in this room in out of harm's way. It's been used for other purposes afterwards. Car seats and things were random. The obligatory airbox chair. Yeah, like random graffiti. Love, little beach. I wonder how old these are, because that's established 2019, the future. Big up Dragos. Welcome. Paul's climbed right up the sand there. See if I can get up there without injuring myself. Here you can see the bullet holes in the top of the concrete there. I think that's what Paul's gone to get a closer look of. Is there a safe way up there, Paul?
Sorry?
Is there a safe way up there?
I came up this way diagonally.
So we're halfway up the sandbank where the rounds were fired. You can see down there where the targets were raised and lowered. We'll get a closer look at that in a few minutes. Got Ben behind us there. Hey Ben.
Hello.
Could you just do us a intro, like a welcome to the abandoned firing range?
Welcome to the abandoned firing range.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So this is the back of the wall.
There's another big building just over here.
Ah, cool. I'll check that out next. And this is where probably 7.62 or 0.303 rounds have hit the concrete, because they've gone way high. Because the targets are right down there. And they shouldn't be firing all the way up here. Tell they were trainees. I mean, some have gone nearly over the top. Hey Paul, can you do us an excitable welcome to the abandoned Air Force Base?
Welcome to the abandoned Air Force Base. I can't do it.
Do it again.
Welcome to the abandoned Air Force Base. It's not exciting enough, is it really?
Do another one. Please.
Welcome to the abandoned Air Force. I can't even get my words out. I'm not good at this sort of stuff.
You are.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to the abandoned Air Force Base.
Definitely using that.
But the firing is definitely coming from over there. I saw, as you can see, those houses there. And it's coming from over here as well now.
They're like over there.
But there was a guy over there. Actually, you could see the smoke come from the gunshot.
Nice. Wonder if they're shooting the seagulls. Or trying to scare the... because the
Scare them off.
seagulls are eating all the seeds. And the farmer won't want that. Yeah, I think we'll check this building out next. That looks like a generator room. And that would have powered the lighting for the runway. So we're at the back of the firing range now. We'll go check the targets area next on our slippery slope down. Hopefully I won't do a Mr. Tumble. Sand's actually quite grippy. His trail shoes are good as well. I thoroughly recommend them. So at the other end of the control cable that I showed you earlier, where the lever was, where the range warden would have raised and lowered the targets, it would have pulled a cable somewhere on here, something to do with these springs and these hooks and these here, and it would have lifted the target up to face the trainee to then fire at it. So this would have been the last place you wanted to stand when they were firing here at this army range or military range. We're at the back of some of the bomb stores there. I'm going to head that way, catch Paul up and have a look at the generator room, or what I believe is a generator room. Ben catching us up as we leave behind this military firing range. I'm sure I've been in a building like that before with Dave, but it looks like a generator room to me at a glance.
It looks like what?
Generator room.
Yeah, it's just an open space. It's filled in with old hay or something, so you can't see the floor.
No. We'll have a quick look at that, can't we?
If you go around the side, there's a little room with a door.
Round that way?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It opens out nicely. However, there are a lot of voices just over in that field.
Yeah, I could hear voices earlier.
If you look to the right, there's a old crane which looks pretty cool. Distance.
Yeah.
Also, another block of something. That's right in the distance.
Yeah.
The block's probably the H block, but apparently it's empty and trashed.
Yeah, it does look empty, wherever it is.
Yeah. I do like a H block. If we've got time woke, can we head off back that way and pick it up?
There is a track that goes around the outside of the field.
Yeah.
But
They're the shouty people with guns.
yeah,
Yeah.
lots of shouting
Okay.
people.
Should we check out the generator room and get on our way?
Yeah. 11:30.
Shouty people seem quite close by. Ah, yeah. Crane. And a big old building over there. There's a vehicle being in here. Hang about. I've seen one of these before. It's getting a bit more. Oh. Full of sand, full of metal. Lots of... This was for testing the guns. Yes. This was for testing the aircraft guns. So you can see the line here where the sand used to go up and the steel went up there, and all that is gunshot. That's all bullets. And this was to calibrate the guns on the so they could take the guns off the off the aircraft, and they could set them up out there where Paul is, and they calibrate them in here. That's why there's lots of sand on the floor. Yeah, I saw one of these in the past at a different Royal Air Force base, and that's what they used this building for. It was like a firing butts for aircraft guns, or calibration of aircraft guns. to zero the sights before they put them back in the aircraft. That's what this is, and now it's a little oasis for, there's a little like plunge pool there for the frogs, so I hope they're enjoying that, and different greenery. There'll be lots of rounds buried in this sand, but it looks like someone's dug a lot of the sand out for that very reason, because it's full of precious metal. Yeah, firing range for aircraft guns.
Bunch of vehicles over there, just over the main. You can see some JCBs and stuff, or tractors.
Okay, so we'll leave them well alone.
Yeah, but that's the block you can see.
I think we hug the fence line or bush line, go that way, do the crane, do them buildings, then leave. Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So that's where the first road we check comes out, so we just get out and go.
So we're walking in the opposite direction of the shouty men with guns, so we don't really want to meet up with them. If you like my hat, check out uptheho.com. Mr. Norton himself sent me this hat, so thank you to him. Check out those buildings and that crane in the distance. So it looks like we're about to rejoin the perimeter track. There's a roof.
There's somebody down there walking up.
That looks like a female with a big coat on, so I think we'll be okay. Asbestos. Let's just walk towards her and see what she says. Well, she doesn't look like a redneck with a shotgun, so that's a positive. That's just a dog walker. It maybe is, yeah. So another pillbox there. Looks in good condition but very brambly. And now we're short of time, so we'll have to give that one a miss this time. But if you want to explore it, it's on EDOB on the internetwork. So this was an apron for the aircraft to be parked on. So they'd be parked in big rows. This is where they get like fueled and armed, and then they taxi round. I think that's a runway that's got all the like items on them. Yeah. So I was just saying to Ben, this is very sort of airbex from about 6 or 7 years ago maybe, or maybe, well no, maybe 10 years ago. A random abandoned crane, but we're going to do it just for nostalgic purposes and just have a little check of it. And then we've got some military buildings over there to also look at. I think in that woods area there there'll be like a lagoon, a firefighting lagoon, so they've got a large area of open stored water to pump out in case an aircraft caught fire. They could put a pump in there and pump it into fire hoses to fight the fire. Sort of making good progress on this concrete. I would think that the US Air Force put all this concrete apron in because it's wider than the RAF type, and the RAF tended to put tarmac on it, whereas the Americans just did concrete because it's fine. So that's got like a wrecking ball on it, I believe, for demolishing things. That was a shotgun firing just the other side of those trees. Yeah, it's a wrecking ball. So the crane jib there, coming down to this, that's the thing that hits the building, and then there was an additional wire that would connect to there, and then that would be pulled in here by this. It would pull it back in, so it could pull it in and let it go and swing it out, and then again and again. Doesn't look like it's been used for quite a while. I've just realised I've got the zoom in. That's a proper day one, week one of camera photography or filmography to have it zoomed in. There we are, that's the jib and the wrecking ball near Paul. I'm presuming the rubber thing is where they put the ball overnight. Rest it on there. It looks like it's fallen off at some point, but looks like it's been balanced on it because it's sort of marked it, hasn't it? I'd want to go in the wrecking ball. Wonder what make it is. Is there any brand markings, Ben?
Back.
Huh?
On the back.
NCK Rapier, and it's got a Dorman diesel engine. So that's a...
It's a model 305B.
Oh, interesting. Got quite a modern Cooper's filter on it there. So this might not have been abandoned as long as it looks, although it's in a bad way. NCK Rapier, next to a big hole in the floor. So that was a perimeter, that was for a light, that was for a perimeter light. Neptune Marina. So if anybody knows where Neptune Marina is, please leave a comment. So it'd be good to get some more information on why this is here, and its registration number FPL 139. So I'm going to climb up there with Ben and have a look inside. Is it? Wiley safe load indicator, so that is to prevent it tipping over. So it's got a max weight limit, which will be possibly a Wheatstone bridge on the cable, so to prevent the complete tipping of the apparatus. Swing damper, engage, engine clutch, disengage, boom hoist, knockout, override, ammeter and air pressure. My torch. But it was quite loud in here. That's the generator there. Or the power plant. Just take my backpack off. This is a bit big to get in there.
We've got the seats on.
I'm in. Yeah, I'm in. So that's a big brake on the winch there. And here is the power plant, which is a 6-cylinder Dorman engine. Looks like the intercooler wasn't in the best condition because it's all full of oil in there. So that looks like that's part of the exhaust. So it's had a turbo oil leak by the looks on this engine. It's got an oil cooler there. Because these were static, they didn't have an airflow as such. So they've had to fit an oil cooler there to take the temperature down. Would have been a nightmare in some of this. Expansion vessel there for the coolant system. Alternator, that looks like an air blower fan. And then we've got the starter motor there. Going out into the winch system, which is all in there. That is the wrecking ball. So Rapier, NCK Rapier, year of manufacture 1982, so it isn't that old. Well, it's younger than me. 24 volt negative earth system. There's quite a lot of information there. I think I'll leave that bit for you.
It's a bit dangerous to climb around.
Yeah, it looks a bit dangerous.
You have a track, but don't climb around.
No. Quite like that little square guy. He looks happy. Windscreen wiper. That looks like another windscreen wiper for the window that would have been here. So it's had 3 windscreen wipers on this 1982. So this is its 43rd birthday this year. Swing brake. Well, these still work. Just needs a good service. Right, let's climb back down. You can hear the shooters over there. So, the next part of our video, as we approach these buildings, I'm thinking, what is it? Because from a distance it looked like a H block, but from here it looks like more of, looks almost more like a mess room or a crew room or something. Not quite figured it out. It's more for humans rather than machinery and maybe this is where the pilots got dressed. So this could have been where the like all the oxygen masks and things like that were kept. So it looks like there's been a lot of people coming in and out. I saw a building like this recently on Arto Best, I think it was, Instagram. So we've had a tiled floor. This is the bitumen that held the tiles down. I think this was the aircrew stores, parachutes, flight helmets, things like that. Got some equipment on the walls there. Big sliding doors there on that rail. You see that rail above? So that's had sliding doors on it into this area. Kind of reminds me a bit of RAF Upward.
Yes.
Buildings there.
It's got some built up.
It certainly does.
They're just not as creative maybe with the graffiti art.
No, it's not as good, is it? Yeah. There's no colour quicks here.
No.
But the walls are pretty good. And now that wall looks like it's had adhesive tiles stuck to the walls. No! Wooden racking. Wooden racks with shelving that was put against the wall. And now they've been removed, it's left them sort of squares. So you get flight overalls and boots. If this indeed was a stores, which I think it was.
You can look then that side is better. The best thing might be this one at the end. It's got the bars on the windows still, and all the vines are coming through.
Oh, right.
It's quite,
Yeah, that's photogenic. Ooh. So, this bit wasn't tiled. The tiles came to here and stopped. There was this centre section. That's odd. There's been internal walls here, and that's been like a doormat. Banksy stencil art there. Unless that is of Banksy. Well, that's like the one that was at Hull on Scott Street Bridge. There's a panda with some firearms. Don't think that's a real Banksy. Which was the best way, did you say? Yeah?
You turn to the right, you'll see it's quite photogenic and...
Oh, right, okay. It's interesting. Hey Mum, if you're watching, can you remember the back room at home? You used to have the bitumen tiles like this underneath the foamy back carpet that Dad put down. So we've got a ramp coming down here. Very large room. And yes, indeed. See, there's bars on the windows again. Now, being a military base with military guards, to then have to need to have bars on the windows as well, means this was a precious stores area. And we've got the wonderful ivy coming down there. And signs of internal walls within. I think this was a goods inwards, and I'll show you why in a moment. We'll just take a look at the ivy there. I'm pretty sure this was a stores, Paul, because of the slope you just come down there for heavy trolleys. Yep. And then out here, out of the corner of my eye, spied a loading bay. So you could back a lorry up, reverse a lorry up here to there, and that's a loading bay, so they could unload onto there and then wheel it down into the building. We've got the ivy taken over there. Stores complex.
The only thing that's different from these is if you got that one, there's 2 rooms which are toilets.
All right, yeah.
Still got the tiles on the wall, that's
See, it's had the wooden panelling on the walls there. That's all come away over the decades. But we can walk back out that way, because I believe we can get back to the car this way. Is that right?
We think so.
Did we originally come in this doorway first?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's the crane through the window. And now the toilet's down here.
Yeah, just on the right hand side there.
Yeah, so we've got the, this certainly looks like a central stores. That's been the gents. Possibly females. And then there was probably a breakout room here, the crew room as such. So viewers, thank you so much for watching this video, and to see more content like this, we've explored many a good place now, documented them in this sort of style. So if you've enjoyed this one, check out the other videos on the home screen at ALW Research Team, and subscribe, like, leave us a comment, because we do like to hear from you. And it's bye bye from me, and bye bye from Paul. Say bye, Ben.
Bye, Ben.